What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of a live edition of Late Night Geekery, aka the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. It's been a minute since I said that. I kind of missed it. I got to be honest. I can't believe I said that live. But yes, once again, we are live streaming on YouTube, because I still haven't gotten my computer fixed. So I can't do the Godzilla Block Party and do all the cuts and edits and then, put it on YouTube. So we're doing it live, and this is the Godzilla Block Party, where we talk nothing but Godzilla and the giant monster genre. But before we get into all that, let me introduce you to my co-host, my cohort, my right hand when it comes to Godzilla on the G Show, G73, a.k.a. Megzy, a.k.a. my brother Chase. What's going on, brother?
No, not much, man. Just got myself some cool Godzilla stuff. Got a new car and named it Mecha Godzilla. And so just been relaxing because it's been a rough week.
No, I hear you. We are here. It's been a minute. Last week I didn't get a chance to go live. We went live the previous 2 weekends. Up until last week. Last weekend, I helped my brother move. He was moving into his house, into a new house, and I helped him. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I was sleeping by 7:45 in the evening. That's not good. That's not how it should be. That's not me, but I was sleeping. So there was no late night geekery. There was nothing. I passed out. But wanted to get one in this weekend, definitely. And, Godzilla's 66th birthday is coming up. So I figured, what better way to celebrate than with a Godzilla Block Party? So here we are. We're doing it. There's a couple of news. Nothing crazy. Nothing major. Nothing GVK, maybe. I'm still behind the beautiful bootleg screen. No problem. I ain't got no problem with that. But, it's been a minute since we talked some Godzilla. The last time we did Late Night Geekery, the Not So Late edition, we did a segment on Godzilla. We talked about Godzilla 0 Point, which Toho announced, which is the new Netflix anime coming out, which is kind of exciting. It has nothing to do with the Netflix trilogy that's already out that, people don't really like. To be honest with you, there is a fair number of G fans who don't like it. There's people who do love it. Can't knock that. But I think that there's more people who don't like it at all. But this is completely different. Godzilla Singular Point. And we talked about that in the last podcast. But there's some news, kind of news. There's some things that have broke since the last time we spoke. That's terrible. I'm sorry. So I'm going to hand this over to G73 and let my brother Chase run with it. So, bro, well, what's new in the new news of Godzilla?
That's a good question. I'm just thinking, where should we start? Let's just start with the easiest thing to talk about. The fact that Godzilla is having a birthday coming up here on November 3rd, which is also the worst day of the world every 4 years. So he's having a birthday, and what's really cool is that Toho this year has announced that they are doing an online Godzilla festival for the Big G's birthday, and they have announced that we will get our first look at Godzilla Singular Point that day. So there's that news. They've also been talking about some other cool little knickknacks they do around Godzilla's birthday too. Like they have some Godzilla-themed foods going around in Japan for certain restaurants they're going to be having with and stuff. And those you could probably just find anywhere. Nothing really too specific, but, it's just cool, that Toho going all out, doing all these cool Godzilla themes. But the biggest staple is that this Godzilla festival apparently is going to be online for us to watch. So, yeah. I believe you can go to the Godzilla or the Toho Godzilla website they created a while back, and you can watch it there. I believe November 3rd, which actually might be November 2nd, around 3 a.m. for us. So I'll be up because I'm an insomniac. But for everyone else, you may want, if you want to watch it, you may want to be hopped up on Mountain Dew and some Adderall and keep yourself awake.
That's interesting that they're doing something like that. You know, all things considered. I mean, granted, look, they're gonna show Singular Point, like our first footage from it. That's awesome.
I don't know if it's footage, but they did say we will see stuff for the anime.
So you think it's just gonna be like the pictures we have already seen, and then like them just talking about it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a teaser or a little tiny trailer.
Here's the deal.
Or maybe just some character designs.
Here's the deal. I mean, I hope they've got somebody subtitling this live stream, you know, especially for, G fans outside of Japan, G fans that, can't speak Japanese or understand Japanese.
It will be like that time when I was following the Shin Godzilla stuff, and I was up at 3 a.m. watching all those premieres and trying to figure out what they were saying and stuff.
Right. That's interesting to see, what they do. Look, and it's kind of crazy. I don't want to start this on a sour note because, it's been a while since we did a Godzilla block party, and this is our first live Godzilla block party. I don't know if y'all see it. Yes, this right here was from the last podcast. This is the B from Bootlegged and Proud. It's still there. I just taped this thing over the original. See, Bootlegged and Proud, right? There it is. I just taped it over. And yeah, I don't want to be sour when we're doing this Godzilla block party for the first time live. But to me, I don't really, not saying it's not a good idea. I just don't think it's necessary, considering we had 2 Comic Cons now, and both of them in this Hedora spewing era, both of them have been a bust. And if Toho and shit, we also had the DC Fandom, which was kind of meh. You know what I mean? Like, it really wasn't like this revelation to the world. It was just kind of like, here's everything we were going to show you at Comic-Con. We're just doing it ourselves.
It just proves that online festivals and Comic-Cons and stuff like that are not going to survive if it's just all internet based.
Right, and that's why I'm like, is this even a good idea? Especially if you want to do this worldwide, you gotta have English subtitles and Spanish subtitles and every other country, every other language that loves Godzilla. And believe you me, I mean, Godzilla is a worldwide brand. You know what I mean? It's not just for a certain demographic. It's everybody around the world. There is at least one person who loves Godzilla, and if they have an internet connection, you would think Toho wants them to see this. And if that's the case, then they got to be on their game, right? In terms of subtitling this thing. And I just don't think that's going to be the case, which is sad, which is really, really sad, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people than just us two that want to see and hear what Godzilla Singular Point is and is going to be about.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, just remember back when the Shin Godzilla stuff was going on, and you had all of those stuff from like Singapore and China and Vietnam, but that's that's kind of like Singapore, but all over the place. Even though Mexico and stuff, people all around the world had promotional stuff and like posters for those places. And so I'm with you. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. So I'm just I'm a little saddened by it, just a bit, nothing crazy. I mean, it's gonna be, if it's up on the internet and we can see it, regardless if it's subtitled or not. Look, just to see Godzilla stuff is a joy, especially on November 3rd when it's Godzilla's birthday. And as you so eloquently pointed out, a horror show every 4 years here in the United States. And this year is no different. But that's not what political parties aside, that's not what we're here to talk about. That we're all here for Godzilla, and that's what we all love. And if there's anything I would love to see on November 3rd, my brother, I would love to see a teaser, a picture, anything talking about Godzilla versus Kong. Because come on, man, it's about that time. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for Godzilla versus Kong to be straight to VOD since before straight to VOD became a thing in this world of the pandemic. Honestly now, shit, we're a couple of weeks out from when this movie was supposed to come out, and it's not, and we have nothing but a picture.
I know, about this time we would have been complaining about the spoilers.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which, now that you bring that up, let's talk about Godzilla versus Kong and some spoilers for a minute. I was having a conversation with a friend at work who's also a diehard Godzilla fan, and I was telling him, I'm like, hey, dude, there might be something November 3rd. We might see something. And then we started talking about Godzilla versus Kong, and I because me and you talk off the air, so I know, most of the spoilers. We've seen the toy leaks. We know certain things,
By the way, there was more Godzilla versus Kong toy listings the other day.
Oh, okay. We'll get into that in a second then. I'm pretty sure it's nothing giant or major, nothing breaking.
Let's put it this way. If they are legitimately tied to Godzilla versus Kong, they are, but I doubt they are.
Oh, yeah, because I doubt it too, because you would have sent that in a message to us.
And the reason why I didn't is because I'm not. There's nowhere really backing it up. But other than that, it's listed on Big Bad Toy Store's website. But the thing is, it says Godzilla versus Kong series, and then it has we'll just get into it when I get into it, and I'll explain the reason why. So right. I'm just talking.
So I was talking to my friend who's also a Godzilla fan, and I was saying I would love to see something from GVK come November 3rd. And I told him, and I'm going to tell y'all, at this point in time, I don't even care. I swear to God, I don't even care if they show some spoilerific shit in this teaser trailer, if they drop anything. I just need to see something. At this point in time, I'm hungry. I'm really hungry because we were supposed to get this movie now, within the month, and it's not coming. We haven't gotten anything. We've gotten the toys. We've gotten a pretty fucking dope image of Godzilla and Kong that's on the toy boxes, and we got that 3-second clip of Godzilla and Kong on what looks to be an aircraft carrier, and Kong swinging at Godzilla's jaw. That's all we've gotten. Well, we need more. And I told my boy, I said, at this point in time, because he knew the spoilers, thank goodness. But I was like, I don't even care if we see spoilers. I really don't. I just need to get a feel for this movie.
The thing is, at that point, if it's in the trailer right from the first get-go, what are we going to know it's a spoiler or not?
Well, and that's my point. As of right now, and notice, we're not even saying what that is, even though I'm pretty sure anybody listening to this podcast knows at this point in time, because of those toy leaks, and they've been out for since February or something. They've been out for a very long time now.
Right.
But we're still being discreet about it. I would not care if I seen some kind of artificial skin Godzilla. That's all I'm saying. I would not care. I would love to see it if that was the case. As far as spoilers go, and anything after that, you got to hold it close to the chest. But at this point, man, to get people excited outside of the fandom, you got to give us something, man. You got to give us something that's going to be like, wait a minute. And the crazy thing is this thing is based off of Godzilla versus Kong. Like, that's the marquee main event, right? Like, that's what they're selling. But from the things we know from, a certain Showa Hesai and Millennium series character showing up now in this legendary verse, to us opening up the Hollow Earth and exploring that even more so visually. Like, we know this is happening. Now we need to see it. And I honestly believe that November 3rd is a perfect time, especially since we've gotten so much pushback. November 3rd is a perfect time to legitimately lay down a release date and what their plans are going forward for Godzilla vs. Kong. Because let's be honest and call a spade. The movie scene does not look good, and I can't see it getting better come, May of next year. I can't see it. I come February, I think we're still going to be in a rut when it comes to movie theaters. I would hope not. But with every major studio pushing back their major titles, Godzilla vs. Kong just needs to come out in VOD and call it a day. HBO Max and call it a day. Just call it a day.
And so with you bringing this up, Warner Brothers did announce a few days ago that they are going to cautiously rethink how they distribute their theatrical films.
Yep. Thanks, Tenet.
Yep. And I guess from reading that article, it sounds like what they're going to do is that they're going to test it with Wonder Woman, I think, come December, but I'm not sure exactly. I have a comprehension issue, so I'm not sure. I was having a comprehension issue when it came to the article, but basically what they're saying is that, with everything going on, they were hoping Tenet was going to be this, film that brings people back to theaters. But however, they were let down come September. But they said they're going to try something come December to see what that does if it brings people back in. Now, I will say this, on my side in California, in my little corner, everything's open again. Movie theaters, restaurants, everything. Everything's back to normal. But however, the movie theaters are getting no one. Same with the restaurants. They're slowly opening up at capacity. So that makes me question. And now, however, another thing, there are films that are resuming filming right now. So I'm a little bit, I'm curious, and I'll get into it. One, with Warner Brothers saying that they're going to try something, it makes me a little worried because to me, it's that, are you not taking into effect the pandemic, or are you just thinking that people aren't seeing the movie just because, like, for another reason that you're just not grasping?
It's not their cup of tea. It's just not their cup of tea.
And if that's the case, I think Warner Brothers is only thinking it greedy, and that's not how they should be approaching this. And so I say, if that's the case, then don't do nothing come December because you're going to fail. Don't put another movie in jeopardy come December just because you want to make $1. That you'll lose money more that way. But now another thing, if it is coming around where everywhere in the United States is opening back up slowly and theaters are slowly opening back up and filming is beginning again on production, and we are in almost November, I'm curious to see if this is going to change anything come let's say March. See how the capacity difference is, because all the theaters where I'm at are open, and I wasn't expecting that. Now, they're not playing anything new because nothing's out. They're playing old movies like Jurassic Park, Terminator. One theater down the road from me had some Godzilla movies from the Showa era playing and stuff, which is cool. But it makes me wonder is this hope? What could this be, a positive thing or could it be a negative thing coming up? I'm curious to see how this all plays out in a couple months from now. But I don't know the fate of the rest of the world. But this is something that is interesting because I wasn't expecting everything on my side to be open this soon, and it is. So
yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, with theaters opening up with nothing new in the to come out to, I cannot fathom people going to the movie theaters to see movies that have been around for 20, 30 years that they have at home in their own, their own personal library. And, nowadays it's not that hard to have a serious entertainment center in your house that, well, why am I going to go to the theater to see Jurassic Park when I can put Jurassic Park on in my house and have it rumble like I'm in a movie theater for free, so that, and I get it. I mean, I get it. Theaters are trying everything. I mean, shit, I was looking at possibly going to the movies for my birthday, renting a theater out for, $100 to see a movie that, I've seen a million times, but never on the big screen. I was looking to do that. I was looking to go to the movies, rent out $100, $100 for that one show. Invite, I think it was up to 20 of my friends, family and friends, and then sit in like a 500-seat theater with 20 other people to watch a movie that I love and watch it for the first time on a big screen. I was thinking about doing that. I really was. And that's what theaters are doing now. And I just don't see it being sustainable. So
heck, it was really cool the other night, not to cut you off, but someone brought in their PlayStation 4 and was playing Ghost of Tsushima for like the whole duration of the game. They rented it out and played the whole story. And it took them 8 hours? They rented the whole theater out for 8 hours.
That is rather expensive. That's got to be like $500+. I'm not going crazy like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Yeah,
gotta do something with your stimulus check money.
Yeah, that's called paying your rent. That's what that's for. Just, come on, let's be a little bit smarter here, people. But I digress. But yeah, I mean, we'll see now with Wonder Woman possibly being the guinea pig. And I said this before. I think that they should have led with a superhero movie. I think they should have led with a Wonder Woman or a Black Widow instead of Tenet. Something that is a known IP, just to test the waters. And if that did not work, then all the studios backed up. But they went with Tenet because they were like, Christopher Nolan is a a marketable name, and it worked overseas, but it didn't work over here, over in the States. So it's going to be interesting to see. And again, if Wonder Woman now is going to be the new guinea pig in a month and change, so be it. I'm just, again, I just want to know what they're going to do with Godzilla, and I really hope that November 3rd, which is, a week from this coming Tuesday, I really hope we get an answer.
And you bringing up that question, I want to mention this. So streamers, streaming websites, they have been, apparently it was reported that they were reaching out to MGM and trying to acquire the streaming rights for the new James Bond movie. MGM turned them down, but it makes me wonder, does that heighten the possibility of GVK going to, let's say, Netflix or HBO Max? I mean, of course, I don't see it going to Netflix. If it does anything streaming, it'll be HBO Max.
Right.
But it makes me wonder if that's the case, because if people are interested in James Bond, I wonder what Warner Brothers has in plan for that. I still feel like with what the CEO of Warner Brothers was saying is that they're trying to keep a lot of their high ticket price movies for when the pandemic is over so they can push out. But the thing is whenever the pandemic is over, we don't know.
Right, and that's the problem. Like, you know, and it's the cock tease basically. It's like you can't keep putting a movie out and pushing the movie back and saying, all right, it's gonna come out now, or it's gonna come out then at this point in time, or this point in time, or this. Like, you're gonna have to just suspend all your movies indefinitely for the time being. And then once things start settling down, and all right, maybe we could drop something and see if people come. That's when you do it. But I'll be honest with you. I think this right here is the death knell, bro. I think this is the end of the big budget blockbuster as we know it. We're gonna have to rebound, regroup, recoup, and rethink how to make movies. And we got to go back to making cheaper movies, so Hollywood could, you know, turn a profit. So anything that was scheduled to come out this year, goodbye. And if the movie theater scene doesn't rebound from this, everything they push to next year and anything coming out in the next year or two, goodbye. You're not going to recoup that money. So you're going to have to do whatever you got to do. Coming to America 2, Paramount Pictures sold the rights to Amazon Prime for it. I don't know what the money was. I think it was like a couple of $100,000. That's fine.
A couple of $100,000, really?
Yeah. I mean, dude, you think about, and I know we're way off topic because this is the Godzilla.
I know, but that's interesting you bring it up.
But no,
you think like an Eddie Murphy sequel to something that was a great film,
right? And that's just it. There's a lot of people who have nostalgic feelings toward that movie, who would have went to the movies. So let's say they sold it to Amazon for $150,000, maybe $200,000. That's not bad, because that's probably what it would have made in theaters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's probably what it would have made.
I think it would make more though, but
well, not really, because think about it. It's not a big blockbuster, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not one of these movies, so it is what it is. But that might be what, you know, what the studios go by from here on out. And again, I think Godzilla vs. Kong would benefit going to HBO Max. It's not going to make its money, but it won't be no fault to anyone. It's the pandemic's fault. It's, you know, freaking the smog monster flying around the world, you know, since last year, just decimating everything. It is what it is. And right now, I hope that on November 3rd, we see something, we hear something, we get something solidified when it comes to Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's, you know, gosh, it's one of those things where it's just the unknown, man.
Yeah.
Who knows what Legendary has in store? But I agree. I hope Legendary does something for GVK on Godzilla's birthday. But they didn't do anything for King of the Monsters last year, they didn't do anything for King of the Monsters come 2018. So
well, I mean, think about it though, because they did their Comic-Con presentation. And then, like a month after Godzilla's birthday, they dropped the most ultimate trailer of all history, that second King of the Monsters trailer. They really, you know, I think they did the right thing in that regard. It was everything that came afterwards that sunk the movie, but I digress again. But is there anything else? Like, what else in the world of Godzilla?
In the other news of Godzilla, we can talk about these Godzilla versus Kong things that were talked about, and the reason why I didn't do anything for this is because they just don't sound like they would go with Godzilla versus Kong. For instance, you have Godzilla vs. Kong, Monster Series, Godzilla. Then you have Godzilla vs. Kong, Monster Series Godzilla Chaos 1995. Then you have Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla Monster Series Godzilla Kun, which don't know what that means. And then there's like Godzilla, these are all GVK. So it's Godzilla Minera, which I guess stands for Baby Godzilla. Then they have Godzilla Movie Monster Little Figure. So I don't think those have anything. I personally didn't speculate on those because I personally don't think those have anything to do with Godzilla versus Kong. But the question is they're tagged with Godzilla versus Kong. So I don't understand. Like, it's not even, it's just, it's literally the listing of the figures come up as Godzilla versus Kong, like hyphen Chaos 1995. Like, it's very confusing to me. So, but these are apparently new merchandise coming out for Godzilla versus Kong. So I have no clue what to expect with those.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like they're repackaging some old school Bandai figures, you know. Like nah, man, I ain't with it. I'm not with it. I'm not buying.
We're gonna get like a Bandai burning Godzilla.
yeah, I'm not buying it. That sounds fake. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna introduce fucking Baby Godzilla and Godzilla. No.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have no clue, but anyway, so that's why I didn't bring it up, because I don't buy into it anything either. But other than that, in the world of Godzilla, we have some news on some more Gamera stuff, which was really interesting. First up is we have there's a new re-release of the Gamera Showa era box set.
Oh, wait. It's not just the Showa era. It's also the Heisei era and a trilogy.
Yeah. The Heisei is going to be a steelbook, which is cool.
There's two things for Heisei, if I'm not mistaken. They have...
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. But they're re-releasing that, which is cool. But it's going to be a little cheaper than the one with the Matt Frank. Not Matt Frank.
The collector's edition.
It doesn't come with the comic book or something like that, or the book or something.
It doesn't come with none of that stuff that I have. But I get it. Like, I understand. Like, it was a limited edition, piece that Arrow Video put out. And I don't think Arrow nor anybody saw this selling out the way it did. You know? And again, I said it before, I say it again. I am so happy that I pulled the trigger on that and said, I'm going to get this. Because if not, I would have been disappointed, because that Gamera collection is honestly, it is something to behold, man. It is such a great collection. For everything that comes with it, that price point, I paid $130 something for it. Absolutely worth it. Every bit of it. I love it. It is everything. It's just, it's a beautiful thing. So now, seeing that they're doing it, because, they're not going to go through the production of, the graphic novels or the compendium that comes with it, all the shit that came with it, because there's a lot of stuff in that package. Now they're just going to give you the base, the movies in a cool new packaging. I can't even lie. I love the way this new packaging looks, especially if you buy the two sets. Like, if you buy the Showa and the Heisei era and you put them together, it's like it's Showa Gamera and then like Gamera 3 Gamera on the other side, and you put it together, and it's just, it makes a cool collage. And then you also get just the Gamera 3, the Gamera trilogy from Kaneko-san, and in a steelbook, which I think is dope, because I got to be honest, that is the greatest kaiju shit honestly, in the history of kaiju shit, that is in the top 5, possibly top 3. of all. I mean, it's just though that trilogy is such a good, great total package, and that they're giving us a steelbook for that. That's dope. Now it doesn't come with the bells and whistles, but if you don't own this stuff, now's your chance to buy a freaking really good set at a really good price. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's $65, so it's not that bad.
Wait. What's $65?
The Gamera thing they were releasing.
The which one? The box set? Like
it says the Showa era and the Heisei era set.
Oh, okay, it's complete. So it's together.
It says $65 each.
Oh no. Not without the bells and whistles. I gotta be honest, I can't condone that. I cannot promote. I mean, as great as that is, especially if you're a kaiju fan and don't own any of these Gamera movies, I say get that, yeah. But at $65 a pop, I mean, all right, here's the deal. I'm pretty sure they're coming with all of the special features on the discs. Fine. But I don't know if that's justification, especially the Heisei movies, man. There's only 4 of them. It's $65 for 4? No, I can't. There's no way I could justify that price. No way. I mean, hell, you could buy the Mills Creek, if you can find it. It was on Amazon. You can buy the trilogy for $10 on Blu-ray. That's how I got mine.
Granted, I got mine for 10.
Yeah. Granted, Gamera 2 and the subtitles start to get funny at the end. And Gamera 3, the subtitles are all off. Whereas the Arrow Media one is perfect. I mean, it's fucking damn, it's flawless. The subtitles were great on Gamera 3. I loved it. But you can't justify $65 for that for 4 movies. I mean, you would have to give them the comic book with it, you know?
Yeah.
Or something to make it worthwhile. I can't just personally, I can't justify $65.
Yeah, see, and I thought they were together.
No, if it was together,
separate, but it says separate, but $65 each.
Yeah, if it was together, $65 for every single Gamera movie. Do it. Pull the trigger.
I mean, I can go to Walmart and buy some like variety pack movie monster like callback DVD, which I have, and it has all the Gamera movies in it and other movies for like $5.
Yeah, I actually own one of those things. It's like 33.
Yeah, I have like 3 sets of those just because as a kid, my mom would just, or my just family would give them to me.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, hell, before the Arrow video set came out, I think it might have been Mills Creek. I don't remember who did it, but I remember like a couple of like 5 years ago or so. My wife got them for me, like the Showa Gamera movies. It came in 2 boxes. It was a 2-box set, and they were well done, really good. They did not shit on the trans. It was good, but there really wasn't, in terms of special features, nothing like the Arrow Media shit. Nothing like it. But it was serviceable. Dude, I get these movies to watch the movies. I don't care about the special features. None of that shit. It's not like you're gonna watch, deleted sequences or whatever. But I enjoyed it. So my wife got that for me for Christmas, and that was dope. But I'm pretty sure she didn't spend $65 on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, as much as it is dope, I can't promote $65 for this. No. 30,
absolutely.
$35, $40, maybe $40, $10 a movie for the Heisei movies. Fine, get it. Hell, $40 for the Showa movies because, personally, after Gamera versus Gauss, the movies suck. They do. I'm not making it up. It's just poor quality, after that. So, that's sad. But whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, so other than that, There's not really much else in the realm of kaiju and Godzilla and monsters other than just, just they got a new Bandai Gaios figure being released for about that's weird. It says comes out in March 2021 for approximately $3 per figure. Oh, so they must be like really small little Gaios figures. But other than that, there's not really much else in the realm of monsters right now. But Ray, you proposed a question, and I was wondering if we could get into it. You proposed the question of what's better, Destroy All Monsters or Godzilla Final Wars? And also the question you put about GMK with Toho's interference. Now, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about those, get into that, or not.
Yeah, no, let's do it. I mean, let's do it. So, yeah, I did. I proposed this question. Being a wrestling mark that I am, I was wondering because, in the WWE, and this is all wrestling here, WWE, Vince McMahon interferes a lot, and the product has kind of suffered the last couple of years for it, especially now with, the smog monster flying around, destroying everything. Wrestling companies have to, change and adapt to the situation. Fine. But the product still sucks. And it got me thinking. It really did. I saw a picture of, matter of fact, it was in my headphones. I have the GMK soundtrack, and it was on random in my music playlist, and it popped up, and I was just zoning out to GMK, and then it just came to me. I was thinking about wrestling, and I'm listening to the music, and I'm like, wait a minute. So Vince McMahon interferes a lot with what's going on in current WWE, and it's really not good at all. And it got me thinking while I'm listening to this music. Did Toho's interference with GMK make it a better movie? Or was Kaneko-san's version going to be better? Even, considering, because you got to look at it like when Toho scooped this dude up to make this movie, he already did the Gamera trilogy. And that shit will always, to me, stand the test of time. Like, seriously, it's just that well done. So I asked that question. I mean, like, did Toho's interference make GMK a better movie? Or would it have been better if Toho never touched it? Studio interference is a really big thing, especially within the last decade. And sometimes for the good, most times for the terrible. And I'm looking at you, Star Wars. So, knowing what we know, GMK is what, almost 20 years old. It's like 17.
2001.
Oh, God. So, yeah, look at that. It's 19 years old. What do you think? Like, do you think Toho's interference made it a better movie? Or do you think you rather would have, wanted to see what the original vision for this movie was with, Baragon, Varon, and Anguirus?
It's hard to say, but I feel conflicted in both regards, because on one hand, GMK is a good movie in its own merit. Now, whether that's Toho's fault, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But however, GMK being the good movie that it is, I feel that if you did a movie like GMK with how originally it was going to go, with Anguirus, Varon, Baragon, just them, you would have had probably the most unique Godzilla movie on the planet. And I think that's what Godzilla necessarily needed at that time. And I think with Toho's involvement, just making another type of, and alternative invasion of the Astro Monster type thing, or Ghidra the three-headed monster. Mothra and King Ghidorah have become so mainstream. Now, and that's another thing too, is that you don't know. I mean, this movie could have came out in Kaneko's vision, and the movie could have tanked because there were no monsters in it other than Godzilla that got people's attention. But on the other hand, we don't know. And we don't know how that actually could have turned out. I mean, like, I love GMK. Is it a perfect movie? No. It's very, it's outdated. It's a little obsolete. But part of me really wishes I could have seen Kaneko's vision on what he had, especially mostly because of Varan. But I do think that Toho's involvement made it a little bit Disney-proofed in Toho's terms. Toho's very strict on what they want to see and what they want with their Godzilla product. And I think that if they weren't involved, we probably would have gotten a groundbreaking Godzilla film.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Here's the thing. It's kind of crazy, too. How do you, if you're Toho, promote this movie from the legendary director that's brought you the Gamera trilogy? Wait a minute. We can't say that. That's not our company. How did they go about promoting this movie? So, like, in my head, they had, I think, this is just me. I don't know the facts, but in my head, I'm like, maybe that's why they went with, Mothra and King Ghidorah, marketable names outside of Godzilla, instead of, Varan and Anguirus, which to me doesn't make any sense, especially with fucking Anguirus. I think Anguirus, I think the Japanese culture knows and is ingrained with Anguirus, and I think they would have, welcomed Anguirus back into the fold, before Final Wars. So I think it was a missed opportunity on Toho's part. But you said, holy crap. Oh, man. Oh, God. Now I've forgotten shit. I tried to make a mental note. I don't have my notebook in front of me because usually I just jot it down in my book.
Was it something I just said?
Yeah, it was something you just said.
Was like the alternative Invasion of Astro Monster or Ghidra the Three-Headed
Monster?
No,
that's what you said. You said you honestly think GMK doesn't hold up?
I just watched it the other day, and I could say that out of all my Godzilla films, yeah, it may look the most unique, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it just depends. What do you mean by hold up? Because it still looks.
That's why I'm asking you, because you said it didn't hold up. So I want to know, like, what?
So what I mean by hold up is that when I watch it, I can tell just. I can tell that, it may just be me because being a person that just, that I've watched these movies for so long, I can just tell. I can just see the cheapness of them. And like the one thing I can't stand with GMK is the fact that King Ghidorah dies and comes back every time, and then just finally goes. And it's because of that, the CGI in it and everything, it just, to me, it doesn't hold up in the regard of in that aspect. Which, if you had Anguirus, Varan, and Baragon, you wouldn't have probably had that, at least with King Ghidorah. And I guess what I mean with hold up too, it's also in uniqueness, because in my mind, when you have King Ghidorah and Mothra in the play, we've already had so many movies already with them in it. And of course, Rodan's not in it. But, when you have those two on screen playing with each other, it's just, I feel like we've seen that so many times. And to me, it just seems like there's some parts, it just feels like I'm watching the same thing just rebooted. Huh. And so to me, that's where it doesn't hold up. I still love the movie. It's still a great film. But I think that it could have been a lot more unique and a lot more impressive if they went with Kaneko's vision.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with not because again I would have loved to see Kaneko's vision, but I cannot say that movie does not hold up. I think that movie is absolutely unique, even how it is with Mothra and King Ghidorah because of marketing reasons. There's so much going on in that movie that we have never seen in a Godzilla movie, and I love that. And to top it off, it might be one of the best looking Godzilla movies in terms of like quality with special effects that we've ever had since like Showa time. Definitely within the Millennium series. It's just it. So when I say that, I mean like G2K was one thing, right? But that was kind of Godzilla paint by numbers. Megaguirus was so wacky and out there and different. It was kind of like a TV show of old. It felt like an Ultraman show or a Japanese tokusatsu. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was like an anime live action Godzilla.
Right. But like GMK didn't feel like that. GMK felt like it was a fucking straight up studio movie, like hardcore budget and shit. Because when I look at the Mechagodzilla duology, that looks like it came straight off of a fucking movie set. Like it looks, they don't even try in that movie. Yeah, it looks terrible. You can see it, and it's like, yeah, this looks like what you watch when you watch Ultraman. Which I'm not knocking Ultraman, but that's a TV show, so it's supposed to look like that because the budget's lower. This is a Toho Studios movie. It shouldn't look like that. GMK didn't look like that, and yet it's on the same sound stage as all these other movies, and there was something grandiose about it. So I'm like, so when you say that, I'm kind of like, really? Oh shit, because I don't get it. I don't see that. I think that movie actually holds up still to this day.
I think what it is with me is that when I see that CGI scene with King Ghidorah, that's the part that doesn't do it for me, and it just like I'm just overly exaggerated on it.
Okay.
So when I see it, I just like nitpick it so much because really, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, other than the part when Godzilla gets blown back into the ocean and you can see him on a rail, other than that, like I agree with you. The effects are, really good. But like when it gets to that scene when King Ghidorah gets resurrected in the city and it's CGI and it just also I don't like that King Ghidorah design. Yeah. So I think I'm just a little more angry about it than I should be. But no, I mean I watched this movie just last week. And I love it. It's just I have my problems with it. I mean, it's a great horror Godzilla movie. You want to say Shin Godzilla? I mean, those that want to say Shin Godzilla was a horror Godzilla movie, GMK beats that movie by a long shot.
Yeah. By
a long shot. Godzilla is more scary and, in my opinion, way more powerful than Shin Godzilla. And, I mean, Godzilla did even that ending when Godzilla's heart is still beating in the ocean. I mean, come on. The dude is disintegrated into nothing, but he's still alive.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, come on, man. And then you got Shin Godzilla, who's a Shin Godzilla popsicle now. It's just he's there for Gamera. Gamera's gonna come and chew on him now. Oh. It's just, I mean, anyways, I'm not here to talk about Shin Godzilla. Anyways, but no, I agree with you. I still love that movie. I enjoy it every time I watch it. It's a great Godzilla film.
Well, I will say I love that movie. I would love to have seen what a non-Toho interference GMK would have looked like. Even though it wouldn't have been called GMK, it would have just probably been called Godzilla, or what is it? Giant Monsters All Out Attack?
Yep, Giant Monsters All Out Attack.
That's probably what it would have been called, and I would have been okay with that. Now, in terms of Destroy All Monsters versus Final Wars, I would that I don't want to get too much into right now. I think that one I would like to have a panel with. Like, I really want to break that one down.
That's fair. I mean, I know my answer.
Yeah,
I know your answer probably.
Yeah, you know my answer.
The same.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you my answer. I don't even care. I mean, I will say it, but I will give reasons later on. But I personally think Final Wars is better, and I know that's going to get a lot of flack and a lot, and that's fine.
Well, I'm there with you. I say Final Wars too.
Yeah, I love Destroy All Monsters until I seen it recently, and then I was kind of like, yeah,
that's insane. I watched Destroy All Monsters just the other day, and I felt like tearing my eyes out.
Yeah, I was kind of like, it's not one. No,
it's like all I wanted to do was skip to the final battle.
That's it.
Yeah.
Any destruction scene, I'm down for, because honestly, and especially in the Showa era, there are a lot more movies in the Showa era that is way better than Destroy All Monsters. And say what you want about Final Wars, that should not have been the Godzilla's 50th anniversary movie. I agree with that. Because all it was a Destroy All Monsters remake. But it was done with such weird, wacky style, and like it just flows. It just flows. It's goofy, and it really doesn't take itself serious. And I think that's why I like it so much.
I can still hear that soundtrack in my head.
That to me, I know a lot of people hate that movie. To me, the soundtrack is the worst part of that movie, and not the entire thing. Not the entire thing, because there are certain soundtrack, there's certain musical scores in that movie that I'm like, yep. For instance, I absolutely love oh God, and bear with me because I don't remember their names. But when they break out of the facility, right? And they're going to the Gotenko. They break Don Fry out, and they're gonna go to the Gotenko. And now the mutants are already, hypnotized or whatever. They're like mutantized, whatever you want to call it, exilionized. And they're fighting, against, Don Fry and the main character, right? Azuma, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Douglas Gordon he's Douglas, and then like Azaki.
Yeah. So, that scene when they get when the guy, his rival, is on the motorcycle in the middle of the highway, and the music starts, like, I fucking love that. I love that score. I love that musical piece for that scene. I love it. And then they carry that over when the same guy breaks out of the spell of the Exilians and then sacrifices himself when he's in the fighter jet, and he takes off and he goes to blow up the shield generator of the Exilian spaceship. That music in there, I love it. I absolutely love it. But anything with like the nasty, I don't even know the name, the name of the sound, but like that weird organ that's not really an organ. It's high pitched, sounds like I can't even describe it. This real weird synth sound that they do in, like, especially at the ending. I hate it so much.
Oh yeah, like in the song that's like right in the very beginning after they put him in ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that.
Yeah, nope. I hate that.
It's like a Superman type theme,
and it's so bad. Yeah, I hate it so much. And that's really all I hate about Final Wars. I am one of those rare people who will defend that movie. I absolutely love Final Wars. It is absolutely terrible to a lot of people, but for me, it is a romp that I can't get enough of, and every time I watch it, I love it. So when my man straight up says, sorry, I'm a vegetarian, ain't nobody can tell me they hate that. That shit is so good. I love it. It's so corny, it's so campy, and it fits so well with the picture. And that's all I got to say about that. And with that, brother, I think we got to wrap this one up here.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that.
So thank you, my brother, for joining us.
Oh, absolutely. It was great just sitting and chatting for a bit.
Absolutely. And thank y'all out there in G-Show Land joining us for a live stream. This is a live stream of the Godzilla Block Party. Remember, it looks like this because it's the Bootleg and Proud edition. Until I figure out my computer will get a brand new one where none of this stuff would happen, we go live like this. And that's the bottom line. But anyhow, that'll do it for this episode of the Godzilla Block Party. I am G1 from G73. I want to thank you all for hanging out with us. And we out of here. Peace.